Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris. I am a photographer / audio engineer from New Jersey, and this is my daily driver Q. I featured this car in a previous video just to introduce my two cars to the channel and to you guys. And today I'm going to take you for a little back road cruise in northwestern New Jersey because these back roads are pretty awesome to drive. I also want to celebrate over 25,000 miles I have driven this car. I am currently at 52,938. I bought this car at 25,000 miles. So realistically, we can probably call this a 50,000 overall miles review, or we can call this a 25,000 mile review from the time that I've owned it. Either way, pick and choose. But I want to first just a quick highlight over this car. This is a 2013 Ford Fiesta SE. I wish it was the ST with a 6-speed manual, but we can't pick and choose. I bought this car for about $12,500 to $13,000 in total after taxes, fees, and whatnot. And this car has been meticulously well kept, both by its previous owner and myself now. I don't have any special upgrades to the stereo here. It does have Sirius XM capability, but I do not have a subscription to this. Air conditioning and heat works just as advertised. I am averaging, let's see, I am averaging 41.3 miles a gallon right now, and that is including highways, traffic, and back roads. I'm pretty sure after today that number is going to drop. And I've been keeping it pretty clean in here. I just got these WeatherTech all-season floor mats installed because this is my daily driver. I use this car every single day, and it has been a workhorse. Let's take a look at the engine. It's a 4-cylinder engine producing, I believe, 130 horsepower. I could be completely wrong on that, but this engine has been a total workhorse for me. It's got me to and from the Jersey Shore. I can't tell you how many times. This is my daily driver for all my real estate listings. And as far as maintenance goes, I have just been changing the oil, the transmission fluid, and I just got a brand new serpentine belt installed. Pretty great looking car too, I must admit. I know these type of cars aren't what you would call, heavily sought after, to say it lightly, but these cars are pretty good looking. As you can see, I have the super fuel efficient package installed on this car, which means essentially I get the rivets on the mirrors, I get something to do with the under chin spoiler here to help make this car cut through the air a little more. As you can see, I have the back seats filled with real estate and recording, photography, and audio equipment. So I'm not even going to try to sit in the back seat because it's irrelevant at this point. I can't fit in the back seat. The trunk, I have more microphones here from a recording session I did yesterday. I keep a lawn chair in here just for the fact that if I need to take a seat anywhere that I am working that doesn't have a seat for me, I have it right here. And in this, I have my first aid kit, cleaning supplies, my gimbal for real estate, cleaning supplies, and emergency cheese and snacks because you really can't go wrong with some emergency snacks. Anyway, that's the car. Let's go for a little bit of a drive. First things first, let me make sure that I have dash cam in because it can never be too safe. All right, let's take her out. I haven't really had any issues with this car. It's been almost unanimously positive. Of course, now that I said that, it's probably going to fall apart. But the story with this car, I bought it with 25,000 miles, like I said. It only had one owner prior to me. It was bought brand new by a kid fresh out of high school. Took it down to South Carolina for college. And I'm assuming that after graduation, that individual came home to New Jersey, where they traded this in for something else. And then it came to my possession. The service records were clean. The maintenance records have been meticulous, and it honestly drives great. I love how this car drives, both on the back roads here and also on the highway. And like I said, I cannot complain about the gas mileage that I am getting from this engine. Absolutely beautiful out here. You have nothing but fresh produce shops and farmland in this area of New Jersey. Just a 45-minute drive east and you are basically in New York City. But if you come out here, it's a beautiful place to be. Look at that. I do live in Woodbridge, but I am out here in the greater Washington and Hackettstown area of New Jersey today because I did a listing for a new client who I think is going to keep hiring me for other listings of his. So, success on that. He wanted some stills, he wanted some drones, and because it is a cloudy day, he did want me to touch up and Photoshop in some blue skies. Which, if you have the right software, aka Luminar, it's very easy to do. Yeah, feel the power. This car is not powerful by any means necessary. I think like even a base Golf or base Honda Fit will just mincemeat this on the roads, but this is a very light car, which means it feels very fast when you give it the beans in the bends. And honestly, for a city car, hatchback, economy car, whatever you want to use to describe this, this is a bargain in 2023. I know this generation Fiestas and Focuses have a notorious issue with the transmission that Ford equipped on this. It is not the best dual clutch system that Ford makes, not by a long shot, but I have found that as long as I don't drive like a lunatic in this car, which why would I? The transmission works just fine. I changed the transmission fluid when I bought it at 25,000, and I just changed it at 50,000. So for those of you who do have this car, make sure you change the transmission fluid and make sure you have some pretty deep pockets for that transmission change, because for me, it costs about $450 to change the transmission fluid in this car. And the reason for that is you need a special dual clutch transmission fluid from Ford in order for this to work properly. So that really wasn't the best service, but seeing as though you only have to change it every 25 to 30,000 miles, it's not that bad of a deal. And again, as long as you don't abuse the transmission, it will take care of you and it will do its job. this has been a wonderful driving experience for me, owning this car and also using this as a daily driver. Now I do have my other car, Ripley, sitting at my house right now. It is a 2008 Ford Mustang GT convertible. I do have videos featuring that car on this channel, so if you like that kind of content, be sure to subscribe. But I like driving this car a lot. And it's not because I like hatchbacks more than convertibles and V8s. That's not in any way the case. Honestly, if I could get the kind of gas mileage in my Mustang that I get in this, I probably would never drive this car at all. But that's not how engines and physics work. But as you'll see, this feels so damn good to drive when you give it some roads to conquer. Put the hazards on, pull over for a second so I could talk about cost of maintenance. Now, this car, like I said, has been averaging me about 41 miles a gallon. And with a 11 or so gallon fuel tank, that has been averaging me about 450, close to 500 miles a tank. And with gas prices between $3 and $3.20 a gallon these days, I can fill this car up for less than 40 bucks. It's been great. The only interior maintenance that I've been doing for this car is Windex and paper towels for the windows. I've been using some Armor All wipes and Clorox wipes to clean the dash. And once every 2 weeks, I take it to the car wash to have it professionally cleaned and detailed. Overall, not that bad of an ownership. And like I said, when you change the transmission fluid every 25 to 30,000 miles, that keeps your transmission working perfectly. And the transmissions are, without question, the most important piece of your car's reliability and your powertrain. So take care of your transmissions, and your transmissions will take care of you. Now, I'm just going to enjoy this road because, man, this road is so good to drive on. I just love these back roads in New Jersey because you get to feel what the cars are all about. You get to feel how a car drives. You get to feel how the car handles on the road. It's great. The steering on this car is just so light. And it's really tight steering too. Like I barely have to move my hands on the steering wheel for it to really go where I want it to go. The steering is just so precise. It feels so good when you take this car into a corner and you give it a little bit of power and you trust that it's not going to spin out or understeer. This car feels so good to drive. Also, the real estate photographer in me is loving the houses that you find back here. You get some low-key palaces back here. Not so much the fact of their size, but, I mean, look at this house right here. This house has all of the woods in its backyard, and all of these wood surroundings to make it for a very secluded living experience. And it's just so nice back here. For basic brakes, these aren't that bad either. I mean, obviously the ST version of this car has far better everything, really. And this is more of the commuter's car. But even still, the stock brakes are not that bad on this. You just feel really planted in your seat as you drive, which, by the way, the cloth seats in this car are some of the most comfortable cloth seats I have ever sat in any car. These feel magnificent. And again, just this road is so good. Feels good. I'm going about as fast as I feel comfortable taking this car on these roads, because again, this is not the Performance ST version, nor is it meant to be going this fast on these roads. I do have the stock suspension. After all, I don't have any performance upgrades to this car. And like I said, this is my daily driver, so I'm really not looking to drive like a maniac in this, but this road does bring sort of a lunatic driver sense of agility out in you. Sports car show. Gonna have to maybe take Ripley to that one and have it get outshone by dads who own 60s Corvettes. And on that note, I think this is a great time to say goodbye. I'm about to enter the busier part of the road and about to get to Route 78 to sit in bumper-to-bumper traffic on the way home. So I think this is the best time ever to say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.